When people are released from jail, they have the responsibility to appear in court. But some of these people choose to go on the run.
They go back home to mommy.
And that is when these guys come into the picture. So sit back and listen to the Off the Hook podcast with Chad and Rob.
Very fine people on both sides.
These are real stories, but the names have been changed.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Rob.
Chad, what's up?
Oh, man.
No need to ask how the weekend went because I spent it with you, right?
Right. We've been working our butts off here lately. Oh, man. But you know what is nice is the weather. The weather's, it's
nice and polleny.
Oh, God, I know, right?
I watched my truck and immediately it's yellow again.
Dude, that pool. All right. So I inherited this in-ground pool. And it sucks. I hate taking care of this thing, man. It's a damn pain in the ass. Dude, I look out there, there's like yellow film on top of it. I'm going, oh, I do not want to get out there and start cleaning. I'm going to have to here soon, though. Maybe I should just wait until it's over with and go out there and just go to town. I don't know. But it's horrible.
Right.
Dude, have you noticed? I mean, you've talked about it, man, but the bonds have been picking up, man.
Yeah, phone's been ringing off the hook.
I
finally got to say it.
Off the hook, yeah. Off the hook.
It's I don't know what's going on. If it's a combination of the weather. I've been seeing in the news, not us locally, but some other states that are reversing some things that were put in place to let people go. Just
bail reform.
Right. Yeah, I've seen some reversal of that. But our particular area, it seems like, they've been putting it to people. I mean, if you let people go too long and just, let them think that, a little slap on the wrist and, people don't learn. They will go back. I'm not saying you got to punish people by putting a huge bond on them, but it should be, in line with kind of what they did.
Well, it's also getting warm.
There's a chart that the magistrates and judges uses. That, right. You do this time, and it should coincide between these dollar amounts for bond, right? So
it's getting warm, and everybody's like, I think everybody's like tired of being inside the house now, and people are doing dumb shit.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, man. We were working downtown this weekend.
Yeah.
At that event, and saw people like everywhere. They're still here this morning with the One Tree Hill shirts on everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It's been off the air for 11 years, but
is it 11?
Yeah, it's been 11 since their last show.
Yeah, but you know what? Everybody's like, I love the weather. I'm like, yeah, wait 15 minutes, it'll change again.
Yeah,
it's Wilmington right now. This time of year, you get the hot and cold fighting each other, so we get a lot of rain around this time of year most of the time. There's been a couple of years where we haven't, but
well, it's March, what they say.
April showers?
No, that comes later.
Oh.
In like a lion, out like a lamb, right?
Oh, I didn't know.
You ever heard that?
No, I never heard.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Oh.
So we're getting the wind, the lion.
Yeah.
It's supposed to calm down at the end of March.
Yeah, it was a little windy. It was a little windy this morning. It still is. You can look out there and see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that their bonds are picking up a little bit. I like seeing what they're doing so far. I like to know what they're doing in other states, like what's going on there.
Yeah.
And that'd be something in another episode for us to talk about once we do some more research in it, because this is all fresh.
Yeah, some of you bondsmen that are listening, I hope you are, in other states, reach out to us, man. We'd like to talk to you about how you guys do things in your state. Maybe tell a story about, one of your pickups or something. But also, where did your forfeiture money go? In North Carolina, ours goes to the school systems. I know New York, I heard that it goes to like the city or something. And like,
I know Colorado, they have a fund and it goes to like for parks and building stuff and take care of things.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think North Carolina's doing it right.
Well,
goes
it's the
back to
one
the school system.
All right, so my buddy Dave has always said, and I think I've said this on here before, is bonding is the one thing in the criminal justice system that's not taxpayer funded,
yeah,
and works.
Right. Why are you going to take that apart? It's for the kids.
Well, it's just governmental control is all that is, and we've all seen how that's been working the last 4 years. So
yeah, we're turning the page on that. So,
yeah, I'm hoping so.
I think a lot of good things are happening.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't, just calm down. We had to listen to you for 4 years. It's our turn.
Yeah, right.
The parents are in the room now. All right, so we're gonna make things happen.
Let Daddy take care of it.
You got to crack some eggs to make some omelets, people.
Right.
And we're gonna have some omelet. Austin, Texas.
Ooh.
Man, Austin. Oh, that dude I was talking to yesterday is from Austin. Never mind. I'll talk to him later.
Okay.
I don't know. It's him.
Another thing is, Regina had talked about it when she was on our show.
Yeah.
But now it's actually came out that now, if you say if you're a bondsman in Louisiana and you got a skip that came here to North Carolina,
so you got to hire a licensed North Carolina agent to accompany you on your pickup of that person
in North Carolina.
Yeah, Virginia's that way too.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other Nevada's like that.
Yeah. They just want you to abide by our laws, and
I mean, we want to keep everybody. They also want to keep everybody safe, and I think
I'm down with that.
I'm down.
I like it. Yeah.
And my favorite, and I know some people don't like it, but is the got to have a commercial property.
Yeah. That's gonna hurt a lot of guys that work out of their trunk.
I'm glad because you know what they're like some of these people are taking 3-4% down, and sometimes even cheaper.
Yeah.
And hopes and praying that they get their payments, and honestly, if you don't get your money,
the other side of that is if something happens, for whatever reason with that bond, and that person needs to find you to get up with you, where are they going to find you? Right.
Right.
They might have lost your card. Who knows if you show up online and you're just some dude that has a license and you show up at the jail and get people out, but you got no where for them to contact you.
Yeah, so you can actually come to our office here and sit down and talk with us, do paperwork, make payments. We're actually like a legit.
Yeah, we actually advise you. I mean, whether or not you use us, we don't care. But we advise you your best option of what you should do. Who you might want to talk to. This attorney's good at this. This attorney's good at that.
Yeah.
You might want to see about getting a lowered bond or something. Go see this guy, then come back to us after that happens. I mean,
right.
We want the best for our clients, so that's why I think it kind of people come back or put out the good word about us. So
yeah,
that's what we do,
and doing this and doing the podcast also is also helped inform people.
Yeah.
More like what's going on,
like who and what we really do. We're not just some thugs shaking people down for money.
Nah.
We don't do that. But we are serious when we have to be. I mean, we have to switch hats. We have to go to court. We have to go get people. You have to go run to the jail. We have to. We'll even take people.
And sometimes we have to switch hats, like PI work. Like,
right.
And that's another thing I was going to talk to you about, man. And I wanted the listeners to hear this because it's very important and letting you know this. And so most of the people who call for infidelity cases, right? The guys, when they call me, they're like, "Hey, I got a suspicion." I'm like, "Well, if you got a suspicion, you're calling me, then." It's a pretty good chance. It's a high percentage, right? And women, when they call, they pretty much know because they're like little FBI agents everywhere, and they just need help to burn them. But for dudes, I'm gonna talk to the dudes about this. Like, if you've got an inkling that something's going on and you're calling me, you need to go with that gut feeling. Don't go out I've gotten a few phone calls the past week Like the one guy goes, "Hey man, what about if I get her to take a lie detector test?" I'm like, dude, don't even say nothing. You got like if you're thinking this, then you need to get proof, because what happens if you confront her? She is cheating, so and you confront her, and y'all get in a heated argument, because it happens, and then she's back into the corner going, "Oh, he knows. What can I do? Oh, I know what I can do. I can call the cops because we're arguing, and I can say that he hit me." And of course, they're going to drag you off to jail. And guess what's going to happen when you get out? You can't go back to the house because you have a DV restraining order against you.
50B.
Yeah, got a 50B against you. You can't go back to the house. So you've already lost your house pretty much. I mean, because you can't go back to it. You can't see your kids. Because now you got a court case going on, and now you're going to get hemmed up in the court case. Mm-hmm. And then once that's done, y'all already done separate, and you don't have any proof. And then by you not having proof, guess what she's going to do? She's going to take half of everything you got anyway. And now you're out of luck, and she's got the house and got half of everything you got, and you didn't do nothing but confront her because you thought she was banging John Doe down the road. What was it called? Judy. Banging Judy. Yeah. But I mean, it's the truth though, man. And I hate it. I hate seeing this for some of these guys.
Yeah.
And you know, now guys, I'm not saying that like all women do this and all men do that. I'm just saying this is one in particular I get a lot of. And I got some other friends that are PIs, and it's same thing with them. They say the same thing I do. They get these calls. And so the other call I got was, guy goes, "Well, I just don't want a divorce." I said, "Bruh, I don't care if you just want a divorce or not, man. Like, you've been married to almost 20 years. You got to protect yourself and your assets and your children."
Yeah.
But but I don't hear nothing from them. And there you go. And then I'll end up getting a call about a year or two later.
Should have listened to you, man.
Should have listened to you, man. Well,
right.
We told you. And now you know.
Mm.
And so, man, the system's just messed up because of that. So, anyway. So what you got planned this week, man? I think we're going to take a few days off.
Man, I'm going to work on my Off the Hook Salty Southern Gear website. Social media, I got to get that going. I've been stalling because of the cold weather. I really want to put it out there, but I really want to, especially after this weekend, getting a couple of celebrities to put my gear on.
Yeah,
was exciting for me.
And they're wearing it.
Yeah. Billy Corbin from Yellowstone and
a ton of others.
Tulsa. Tulsa King. And he was the coach in Winter Hill. Put on my hat, wore it, and took some social media photos wearing it. I was like, yeah.
But here's the cool thing that I saw, and Chad showed it to me. And I pointed it out to him. He's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like the jacket he was wearing had the 4 6s on it.
Yeah, so he's got the Yellowstone jacket while he's wearing my hat.
Yeah, I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, excited.
All right, so our story this time is a story. It's a girl that I got. I'm just gonna call her Stinky. And we'll get to that in a minute. I told Chad about this earlier. He was like, "Holy God!"
Yeah, this is really bad. I ain't talking about deodorant.
Oh God! All right, so Mark Cartret, he's a bondsman out of the Whiteville area. He's been around forever.
Third generation.
Yeah, this has been. This has been years ago, man. And this is when before his son became a sheriff deputy. Yep. Because I think he worked for the PD office, then he went over to sheriff's. Mm-hmm. But he was a bondsman at the time, and Mark was like, "Hey, will you take my son with you to kind of teach him a few tricks of the trade?" I'm like, "Hey, no problem. This would be cool." So he hires me on this girl, Stinky. Mm-hmm. And of course, she's probably about 90 pounds, if that, not a tooth in her head. You know, that type, drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, it was
She
bad.
just ate a lot of candy, or she was drugs.
No, it was drugs. And all right, so I get to Mark's office, and he hands me the file. We're going over there, and we're doing our due diligence there. And he goes like, look, I know she's staying at this house, but we ain't got confirmation of it. So I'm like, all right, it's nighttime now. And because we gone out and look at, we don't go nowhere. We just kind of drive past everywhere,
Right.
taking a look,
Yeah.
seeing what was going on. And the one house that we thought she was at, of course, she was living at, but the car she was driving wasn't there. And it hadn't been there, I guess, in quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I talked to Mark. Mark was like, hey, bud, go ahead and talk to him. I'm like, okay, because it's his bond. I don't want to blow nothing. So we go up there and talk to, there was like an old senile woman in the living room that couldn't get off the couch. There's like trash everywhere. It's dirty. Like, it's bad. And she's like, yeah, come on in, search the house. I can't get off this couch, but you can go ahead. And I'm like, is anybody else here? No, ain't nobody here. I said, the such live here. Yeah. Like, I was like, okay, well, she already told me that she lived here. So I'm like, all right, let's search this house. Man, it was a hard house to search, dude. It's like an old farmhouse in the middle of nowhere, kind of near Tabor City almost. Razor City is what would they call it?
Yeah, Razor City, yeah.
And I go into a bedroom, and it's like full of trash and clothes, and like, you can't walk in it. I'm like,
They're like hoarders.
yeah, and it's bad. It stinks to high heaven. And like, I had to like get out of there. But I went to a bedroom, and I'm shining a flashlight, and I'm seeing a dude moving. Like, it was a guy moving. I'm like, hey, bro, what are you doing back there? He's like, oh, I'm just laying down. I'm like, laying down in trash? Like, what are you doing? Get out of here. It was her boyfriend. And it's hard when a house is this dirty. When we go into houses,
Yeah.
and we're looking for a girl, we're looking for signs of her being there, right?
Yeah.
You can't look for signs of her being here because it's so damn nasty. And I'm just like, I'm scared, like tripping over a needle or like, it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And there's chained up dogs outside. I don't think there's any grass in the yard. It's bad.
Poor dog's probably got a path where he's been running on his chain or something. Yeah.
Pretty much. And
that's terrible.
The boyfriend comes out, and we go outside because I'm like, because we searched the rest of the house, nothing. We go outside. She's like, oh, no, she don't live here. I'm like, well, the lady in there, the old lady in there told me she did. And he was like, no, man, she's old and senile. I'm like, well, I kind of believe you there. I don't know what to think.
Now you're second guessing it.
Yeah, he's got me second guessing. And I'm like, man, something just don't add up here. Because he's, you can definitely tell he's lying to me. He don't look me in the face.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to hem-haw doing some other stuff. I'm like, all right, well, I made him think that we won't be coming back. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, we just had to do our due diligence. You got my number. Give me a call if you see her, blah, blah, blah. Okay, no problem. So I made him think we left.
Right.
I was like, no, we're not leaving.
Mm-hmm.
So we're down a just dark dirt path, dude. And there's fields out all around.
Could they see the vehicle that you came in?
No.
Out the window.
So when we were there, I guess you could see it, but he won't really looking at it.
Okay.
We got in and left.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're going to get down the street and maybe hide, they don't know what vehicle to warn her that you're in.
Well, I pulled in a field, and it was perfect to hide the car.
Okay.
This is my Dodge. I had my Dodge Charger.
Yeah. So it's like a Dodge Charger black,
It had chrome
Ram,
rims.
not Charger, but Ram truck in the country is like a ton of them.
Yeah.
Right. So you should blend right in.
So I pull in, hide the car.
Yeah.
And I look at him and I say, hey, man, we're going to have to hump across this field. I mean, it was a long ways.
Mm-hmm.
And we hid in a field behind a house, and we walked up on this house. It was a neighbor's house. It was a really nice house. And I'm like, hey, and I remember talking to the neighbors. It's just come to me now.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, she's over there. I'm like, all right, cool. We're going to keep our car here and hide it. He's like, word. So I'm talking to Josh, and I'm telling Josh, hey, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go sneak through the woods here and come up on the edge of the property, right there where woods are. It's right there by the house. I said, we'll watch. and just see what we see.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, cool. So we're humping across this field and we're almost there. And I see lights coming our way. Now, the only people that be coming down this road is if you lived at this house. Because there was nothing beyond.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was like, oh, shit. I said, Josh. And I looked around. I said, there was a big ditch. And it was kind of wet, muddy a little bit. It was nasty.
Yeah.
So we jumped in it.
Okay.
We jumped in it and hid.
Right. You got to do what you got to do.
This little SUVs comes by. Sounds like it's on its last leg.
Probably was.
And I'm popping up. I'm looking, and it pulls in the yard. I'm like, hey, Josh, this is our time. While the car's running, because she left the car running.
Yeah.
I said, for us to sneak up to it. So we're on the edge of the woods and we're watching. I can almost say I can smell the freaking house from where I was at. It was that bad.
Jeez.
The dogs didn't know we were there. I mean, we were stealthy as can be, bro. It was fun. This is the fun part.
So can you see who's in the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay.
It was her.
Clearly? Oh,
Clearly.
Nice.
She
Positive ID. Good
she
job.
had the doors open.
Yeah.
And had her kid in the back. I was like, oh, shit. I'm like,
Was there anybody else with her?
No.
Just her and the kid.
It's just her and the kid, and the boyfriend comes walking out.
Okay.
I'm like, all right. Well,
can you beat the brakes off the boyfriend?
Oh, yeah. He little
so
scrawny thing. He's
not an issue.
He's about the size of this bobblehead right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
snap him like a twig.
you just got to worry about the kid getting taken care
Yeah,
of. And you don't want to like get all crazy in front of the kid either.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're sitting here watching it, and I'm looking at Josh. All right, Josh, you come from the front. I'm going to come from the back. That way we're kind of, you get her attention, and I'm going to come up behind her, and I'm going to grab her and say, hey, you're under arrest.
So, wait a minute. So did you like kind of cut him off from getting to the door?
Yes.
So that way you knew you could overtake the boyfriend. The girl, you got to worry about possibly running, but more than likely not because she's got the child. But you need to kind of give them an ultimatum. Hey, dude, why don't you take the child inside? She needs to talk to us for a minute.
Yeah.
And we're going to,
that's kind of how we did it. Because he was like back and forth out of the house.
Yeah. That's a touchy situation.
It is.
Yeah.
And he was like, he was methed up, man. He was meth. And he was in and out. But when he went in, I said, now. So we ran up. He come in front of the car. I come from behind. He was like, hey, Miss Stinky. And she look and goes, yeah, what can I help you with? And I come up behind and I grab her. And I'm like, you're under arrest. And she tried like wiggling from me. But she was so like methed up. Like she didn't have any strength. I mean, I put her in handcuffs like that. Right? Boyfriend comes out. And he's like, oh, you mother. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about, bro? You lying. He goes, well, you told me you left. I'm like,
you told me she wasn't here.
Exactly.
You lied. I lied. We're even.
Yeah, right. So. I'm like, oh, poor baby. You need a Whamburger?
These people are not cooperative with us. It's very rare. They lie.
Yep.
A lot. Nobody wants to go to jail. Except that one guy that we got in Georgia. He wanted to go to jail.
With the last episode?
His relationship with his old lady was so bad. That last episode we did, the dude was packed and ready to go when we rolled up, man. I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life. He was on the corner with a suitcase talking about, where do you want me to put it, guys? I'm ready to go.
Get me away from that bitch.
Man, I ain't never, Rob.
Oh,
that's the easiest one we ever had.
Oh, so
yeah, they don't go like that.
So the kid's sitting there, the kid's just as dirty as they are. And I'm like, man, I feel like this is,
somebody got to call child services or something.
I did eventually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we're walking down the road, and I'm telling Josh, I'm like, Josh, run to go get my car and meet me. I'll be walking her down the dirt path. And it's dark. It's dark. Like, no moon out. Like, can barely see anything. I just got a flashlight.
Dang.
And she's over there, like, she's cussing me. She's walking, but she's cussing me the whole time. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, I don't care. Josh comes up with the car. We put her in the car. And now, we're not far from Whiteville, from the sheriff's department.
You pronounce that a different way.
Whiteville.
There you go.
Whiteville.
Correct.
Whiteville. Whiteville.
Oh, God, that's strange how people that live there talk like that.
Yeah. So we get in the car, and I'm going down the road. I'm like, God, she stinks, and that's a different smell. What is? God, it smells like a carcass of a tuna fish in my back. It's bad, bro. So we drop her off. I'm only 10, 15 minutes from there. And I'm gagging on the way there. She's like, are you getting sick? I'm like, well, kind of. If you wash your damn ass a little bit, I'd be all right.
Oh.
So Josh and them, they take her, because Mark's office is right there in front of the jail pretty much.
Yeah, it's right.
So they walk her over there. I'm over there like spitting. I'm gagging. It's so bad. It's so bad. I go up.
Clorox wipes. And
Yeah,
wiping
exactly.
Down your seat
I'm like, Mark's wife was. I'm like, dude, you got Clorox wipes, anything? Because this woman smell. I'm in there scrubbing the seats at night, gagging, almost throwing up on myself.
Oh man,
It was so bad. I had to I got an air freshener from the convenience store. I hung it up, and I'm riding back to Wilmington with all four windows down, going.
Oh jeez. I think that's some staying power, right?
Man, I know, man. Like it smelled like
Burn the car down.
oh God.
Start over. Jeez.
Man, I got back home, got the shower, and I was like, where's the SOS pad? It was that bad, bro. But I wonder what they made her do in at the jail. I wonder if they made her
probably
shower.
stripped her down and freaking hosed her down. gave her some I don't know, what is that? That soap that gets rid of everything. It's got grit in it, lava.
Oh yeah,
Remember that stuff? It's got grit in it.
That orange stuff.
Yeah, just throw a bar of that.
Oh,
Get
God.
to it. Well.
So that was a story of Stinky.
Stinky.
We're just gonna call her Stinky.
It's
That was the
it's
worst.
appropriate. Yeah.
I'll never ever forget that. That was the worst smell ever in my life. She had to have infections. It was. God.
All right. I think they've got the picture.
Now, so this is the stuff we deal with.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, just think about that. So it's worth the 15% of charge.
Right. Right.
Well, that's it for Stinky.
Yeah. Thank God.
I wonder what Stinky's up to now.
Yeah.
I wonder what half these people are up to now.
Some we hear about, some we don't. Usually we don't, but I like to hear good endings.
Yeah,
when they learn from it and get better, that kind of thing. But some of them don't. They'll continue to.
I don't know, man. That stank is permanent, I think.
Well, you don't have that truck anymore, right?
No, I don't have it. Thank God.
Anyhow,
so let's see what this week's brings, man. We've been so busy. I'm gonna try to go golfing, and I know we want to go fishing here soon. So,
yep, we got stuff going on this week. So we'll be back at it with another story, and hopefully some new news to tell you about soon.
Next week, we'll give you another fine story of a stinky individual or cracked out individual or somebody who just wants to come back to jail voluntarily.
Yeah, so tune in for another episode of What Chad and Rob Are Chasing.
That's right. So I'm Rob.
I'm Chad.
And we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Later.
You've been listening to Off the Hook with Chad and Rob. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And be sure to follow us for notifications for another exciting episode. But in the meantime, you can go to our website at www.offthehookbail.com to see more. So until next time, stay out of trouble, or it'll be you that needs to get off the hook. See you soon.